in setting compensation, if it is an autonomous foundation, you've got to do the documented study of looking at what peer foundations in that category are doing for similar kinds of work to make sure that, again, you can give a person a raise or raise them toward the top of that peer group, but to have a foundation where the peers of a foundation are making $200,000 and you're getting ready to offer $350,000 runs the risk of having some sanctions from IRS and others. So you just have to use good common sense about that. But it's got to be more than just, I think we ought to pay, or X institution up the street is paying X, so we need to pay X plus. From a state institution that is limited, the salary and compensation of a employee is limited by state funds. There generally are mechanisms within the state government, within the payroll system, that will put caps and limits on what one can pay for foundation managers or vice presidents for development. Increasingly, we are seeing people, and some states you can't earn more than 100% of your state salary, and if that's the case, you know exactly what that is. Many states today, we are seeing a state salary of whatever the state has capacity to put in, and then that is augmented by either a bonus system or other salary that comes in from the foundation, just as we are seeing that same arrangement for university presidents and sometimes people in athletics who have several monetary streams there.